All right. Can you guys believe that we're like a third through November? It's craziness, right? All right. I am really excited about this call. Do I have my team leaders here? We've got multiple pages. So if you're here, just type in the chat so I can make sure that everybody who was planning on talking tonight is here. Okay, so tonight we are gonna, man, I just feel like this is so exciting for me. I like don't even know how to like lead into it. So rather than me leading into it, I'm going to share the video that I asked you guys to watch before. I just want it in the recording for people who watch this later. If you already watched it, good job. Way to be a listener and a doer. You get to watch it again. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to play this. I feel like it's the perfect lead-in to what our call is all about.
If there's anything in life that you don't currently have right now, it's because of who you are and how you think. What I need you to do is I need you to find a reason to keep going. And if you can find a reason to keep going, I know you're strong enough to do it because you know it. Every human has what it takes to get past whatever they're going through if they decide to. Push through it. Push through it. Tragedy and trials come to everybody. Only the strong survive. Listen to it very closely. Y'all running from obstacles when in fact it's the obstacle that's going to take you to the next level. Like y'all running from pain. Y'all running from challenges. You telling me how difficult your life is. Do you understand it is the difficulty that's going to prepare you and take you to that next level?
To grow the individual will to become something, you must get comfortable with fear and failure. They must be your best friends. They're the only one that moves that needle of life. And the difference between a champion and someone who's forgotten is that a champion shows up. That's the only thing. Every day shows up. Gives himself a chance to make a difference. Because success doesn't know these things about cold or early or tired. It just knows if you showed up or not.
For some of you, when you do what you do, you act as if you have another opportunity. Every opportunity is the last opportunity. You can't just say you want it. You can't watch the video and say, I want it as bad as I want to breathe. It's cute to say it. But when it's showtime, when the sun comes out, you got all the books, you got all the tapes, you got all the access. Now it's time to hunt. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But if life's got you down, I need you to get up and prove them wrong. It's gonna rain sometimes. I will. You're gonna feel discouraged sometimes. I will. No matter what the obstacle, I will. I will. I will. A true hunter's goal is not to thrive. A true hunter's goal is to hunt. That's what they live for. They live to hunt. It's the whole process.
Oh, I just love his videos. Okay, so is anybody nervous now about what I'm going to talk about after watching a video about having to push? No? Good. I was like, I'm going to do this and everybody's going to be like, oh crap, what is Becca going to ask us to do now? Okay, so I'm so excited because today I am going to be talking to you guys about overcoming obstacles and challenges. And I wanted to show that video because I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea about this call. When I was promoting it, I explained like Is anybody burnt out? I'm going to give you this recipe for having more joy, earning more income, all these kind of things. And that's true. I'm absolutely going to give you that recipe today that you can literally take with you from this call and start implementing in your business. I'm also going to share some really exciting announcements and changes that are going to help you with that. But it's not going to make it easier, but it might make it feel better along the journey, and it might make it more fulfilling in the process. Nothing that is worth having is easy. So I just want to premise this call with that. Nothing that is worthwhile in life, no millionaires built millionaire businesses easily. There's no epic story where the hero just kind of like danced through it and didn't have any sort of obstacle to overcome. No, we don't like stories like that. They're so stinking boring. You think The Lord of the Rings would go on for three-hour movies if Frodo just like traipsed across a field and that was the end of the movie? No, that movie is compelling because this person who's so ordinary and even maybe an underdog goes up against these giant obstacles, and the human spirit overcomes. He figures it out. He bands together, and he keeps going. He doesn't give up. And that's what makes those stories, all of those great epic stories, every best movie that you could ever think of in your life, it follows the same formula. And it's that someone overcame something that nobody thought they were going to overcome. And that is what every great Beachbody success story is. You don't see people up on Summit like, yeah, I signed up to be a coach, and then like 10 rock stars just messaged me like the next week, and I didn't really have to do anything. They just all took off, and now I'm a millionaire. It was really awesome. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And if it did, we would be like, that's the worst story I've ever heard. I don't feel inspired by that, because we don't get inspired by that kind of stuff. We get inspired when someone shows up and they push through something that nobody thinks they could push through, and that's what inspires us, because deep down inside, the human spirit wants to do that. We get numbed in these lives of complacency and safety. We want a challenge. We want to feel alive. We want to prove that we can do it, right? So I'm going to give you that opportunity today. I'm so excited. Let me open up my stuff, and I will jump right in. If I can get it to open. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, so I've titled this team call. Oh, now I lost you guys. Where'd you guys go? There you are. I titled this team call The Recipe because that's what I feel like this is. It's a recipe for building your business. And I know that you guys are like, okay, I kind of already know how to build my business, but this is something that I don't think you've ever heard before. I think this is a new way to look at it. I think this is something that's going to be really exciting. Before I launch into this, and I can't see you guys anymore, will you raise your hand if you have ever felt frustrated that your business is not to the point where you want it to be in the timeline you want it to be? Okay, everybody look around. Okay, put your hands down. Will you raise your hands if you have felt like you were working, and not feeling like your payoff was equal to the amount of work you were putting in? Okay, look around. Would you raise your hand if you got to a certain achievement or a milestone or rank that you thought was going to fulfill you, and it was a little bit empty? Maybe it didn't kind of fill that spot in your heart the way you thought it would, or maybe fill your bank account the way you thought that it would. All right, cool. These are all such common struggles, and this is something, as you can see by all the hands raised, that if you felt you were so not alone in. And this is something that I think we can make some really simple little course corrections to help you guys avoid, and then to help you teach your new coaches that come in to avoid. Here's one cool thought before we launch into this, because I'm going to be talking about things that are new and some shifts, some course corrections, some pivots, which is so funny to me because every time someone says that word, all I can think about is that scene from Friends where Ross is trying to get the sofa up the staircase. He's like, pivot, pivot. And so every time I hear that, that's what I think about. So that's what I want you guys to think about. That's what we're doing. We're talking about pivots. So let me share my screen and we'll jump right in. Now you guys are going to be hearing Ross in your head this like whole time. All right, could someone give me a thumbs up when they can see this? Move this over. Yeah. Okay. Joy, income, connection. That's what I promised you guys I was going to tell you a recipe for, and I am. All right. Let's talk a little bit about burnout, right? Because what I just described, those feelings that I had you raise your hands about, they all kind of get lumped under this common term called burnout. And this phrase gets thrown around a lot in self-employment and entrepreneurship, in coaching and outside of coaching. I used to hear this all the time in photography. Photographers would say, I'm burnt out, I'm burnt out. And what it would mean is that they didn't feel creative anymore, that they didn't wake up in the morning and like have that pep in their step to get out of bed and to get going. And it kind of just, it's like the wind out of your sails, burnout. It makes you kind of feel like you can't do the things you wanted to do. So people think burnout is caused by working too much, too many hours, or too hard. They think, well, I've just been go, and I burned out. But the truth is that that's actually incorrect. You can work lots and lots of hours and never get burned out if you're working on something that's passionate for you, that makes you feel alive. Has anybody ever been working on a project, or maybe when something happened in coaching, you were working for a big goal, or maybe you were just new and you were excited and you worked around the clock and you didn't feel burned out? You woke up the next morning again excited to do the same thing. That is the feeling when you're plugged in, right? Burnout isn't necessarily caused by working too hard. Burnout is caused by the attitude behind it. Here are the things that contribute to an attitude of burnout. Number 1, stressful thinking. Number 2, poor planning. And number 3, scarcity thinking. Okay, so when you're stressed out about something and when you have scarcity mentality, which what does that mean? That means you are saying, everybody already has a coach. No one's interested in what I'm doing. That means that maybe you say, or you have these thoughts pass through your mind of, I can't hit Success Club. I can't find 3 new challengers. I can't find anybody who wants to buy a challenge pack. I can't find any customers. There are no coaches that want to join me. That is scarcity thinking. Scarcity thinking is saying, I don't want to set a goal of signing up 5 coaches this month because I don't think that I can hit it. I don't think there's enough people out there. Scarcity thinking. And then we get stressed out, right? Because we have these business goals. We have this vision. We have this dream. And we're like, how am I going to get there if there's not enough people to support it? It's like that scarcity thinking feeds the stress, right? And when you're scarcity thinking and it's stressing you out, you inevitably do not plan well, right? Sometimes you'll wake up and you'll be super reactive, or maybe you're jumping from putting out one fire to the next, to the next, to the next. You're not being proactive. You're not thinking ahead. You're not planning out your time wisely. And then what does that do? That adds to your stress level. And then it adds to your scarcity thinking. And it's this horrible vicious cycle. And then what happens? We go, I'm burned out. I need to take a step back from my business. This is just stressing me out in my life. This is not adding joy. This is not making me happy. And we just say, you know what, I'm going to stop. But the truth is that it's not coaching that's doing that. It's our own mentality about what we're doing that's doing that. Working a lot of hours and working hard does not cause burnout. It's caused by these 3 factors. So how do we fix this, right? We have to fix our thinking. We have to work on better planning. We have to stop allowing these things to kind of spiral. Because when we are really excited about what we're doing, when we are dialed into our why and our vision, when we have plugged into our passion, you can work around the clock and not get burnout. Not that you need to work around the clock, but you could, because you'd be so excited that you want to sit down at your computer and you want to talk to those people and you want to send that message and you want to check in with that new coach. You're not dreading it. You're so excited about it because it fills you up. It makes you feel alive. You know you're moving one step closer to your big dreams and goals every day. So you get so excited about it. Who wants to be in that spot? Like all the time, right? Me too. I totally want to live there. Okay, so here is our team's solution for this. I promised you guys I was going to make a big announcement. I'm not even going to make you wait for it because I love you guys. I'm not even going to make you wait to the end of the team call. All right, so we have been brainstorming. I have been talking to new coaches and old coaches and the team leaders on our team, which are is like a leadership ladder qualification. I've been talking to the Star Diamonds. I've been talking to coaches who may not have a high rank, but who have consistently worked hard for a long time, getting everybody's opinions, talking to other leaders in the network. Came back from Beachbody Leadership, where we brainstormed a mastermind for like 4 days in Las Vegas. And we decided that one of the things that we're going to do is we are going to combine our Aero Tribe leadership, which means that instead of having everybody be part of the Arrow Tribe, but then also part of this team and that team and that team and that team, and then you guys trying to start your own teams, and then your coaches trying to start their own teams, we're combining. Now that does not, don't feel like you don't have the opportunity to be creative and like band your own little tribe together. You absolutely do. What this means though is that we're not going to spend our time recreating the wheel. We don't need to. We're going to have all of our resources in one place. We're going to have everybody in our big team pages so that when people ask questions, they can get answers quickly, so that all the information is going out the same to everybody at the same time, so that you're learning from not just one leader, but from multiple leaders with multiple lifestyles, multiple teaching styles, so that every single coach in our downline can be fed into, poured into, connected to someone that they feel like, okay, that person can understand my struggle. Nobody left behind. We don't want anybody falling through the cracks. So we're going to combine. You're going to see the leadership of the team start to band together even more. Number 2, this is our big announcement. And I'm going to go into more detail just in a few slides, but I'll tell you what it is right now. It is the Better Together Wellness Tribe. Okay, you guys, I am so excited about this, and I know that the other team leaders are really excited about this. I'm going to have them share about it in a minute because this is literally something we think is going to change the game for everybody on our team. What it is it is going to be an exclusive and private wellness community for any customer of the whole Arrow Tribe. So every single coach on the Arrow Tribe is obviously welcome because coaches are customers by default. But then any customer that you have, whether you bring them in with a challenge pack, whether you just sell them BOD, whether they're a free lead to you, whether they just make you their free coach and they haven't necessarily bought anything yet, but they're still connected to you, they're going to be welcome there. This group is going to be insane, you guys. We have the coolest plans for it. I'm going to dig into it in a minute, but I just wanted to give you the announcement. Our next team solution is called the Magic of 5. This is going to take power hours. This is going to take trackers. It's going to take what do I do when I sit down at my desk and consolidate it into the simplest thing you've ever heard in your life that is going to help you to take steps forward in your business every day. The last solution is a shift. We're going to be shifting our mentality about some of the things in the way that we build business. We're going to be shifting it oh so slightly, but just like the example of a plane that takes off in LA and it's headed to New York City, if it starts off 1 degree off of its trajectory, it's going to go through the path for a long time before you can tell any difference, right? But by the time that it's supposed to get to New York, it's going to be way off course because over a distance, that tiny little shift makes a big change. And that's what we're going to do on our team. Okay, let's talk a little bit about number 1, Arrow Tribe United Leadership. What does this even mean? Like I said, it means that we're coming together. So what we want is when you enroll coaches, we want you to add them into the big Arrow Tribe pages. This is going to be like one big happy family. Now, I don't want anybody to be like, but I really want to do my own thing. I really want to connect with my people. Of course, you should connect with your people. But here's what you do not need to do. You do not need to be spending your time recreating the things that are already created there and then having to like regurgitate it into your other group. What we want is for you to have that time freed up to be focused on income generating activities that move your business forward instead of sitting there having to copy and paste information or retell your team something that you saw in a live video in the other one. Also, what we want is for all of the coaches, even if you do have your own way of connecting with your own PS coaches, we want them connected in the big page so that they're connected to the big team. That works to your benefit, to everybody's benefit for a lot of reasons. People can find success partners better that way because there's just a bigger pool. There's better energy. More conversations are happening. More questions are being asked, which lightens the load for you to answer all of those questions or have all those conversations. Plus, the energy is just higher. Like, imagine the difference between having 10 people in a group and 2,000 people in a group. There's just going to be better energy. And that's what we want to keep going. Also, on the off chance that a coach signs up and runs really hard and then quits, we don't want their coaches separated and completely disjointed from the team. We want them already plugged into a place where if for some reason a leader leaves or has to step back for a while, maybe someone gets sick or they have a baby and they have to take some time off, their coaches aren't left stranded. We want everybody to feel like part of a family. That's really the biggest thing, is we want it to be this united family. So, bigger and stronger than ever. All right, the Wellness Tribe. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a little overview, and then I'm going to toss it to Vanessa, because I think that she was going to talk a little bit about this too, and then any of the other team leaders who want to share, and then I can close up. So what this is going to be is an exclusive private Facebook group. Like I said before, it's going to be open to any customers. And so when this opens, we're going to encourage everyone to download their customer lists and add people in. Email those people, let them know that this is open for them, that they're invited. If you're already friends with them on Facebook, add them in. We want all of our coaches to add themselves in there as well, because obviously if you're adding customers, you should be there too. This is going to be a group that is all about community and product education. This is going to be such a cool place. So we're going to be sharing about the incredible tools in our toolkit. We're going to be teaching people about Shakeology and Daily Sunshine and the Performance Line. We're going to be breaking down the superfood ingredients and explaining why they're awesome and why they're important and what they do for our bodies. We're going to be talking about the performance products, explaining why they're different, why they're better, how people can utilize them to help them in their goals. We're going to do fun community building things. There's a whole list of ideas, which I can let some of the team leaders share it with you guys more, for fun ways to engage our customers. This group is going to be incredible, because even a brand new coach who has never run a challenge group, who maybe doesn't feel very confident, they can be talking to people about Beachbody. They can be talking about the coach opportunity. They can be talking to people who might become challengers, and they have a place to put them. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but have you ever been like between challenge groups and kind of like nervous to answer messages because you're like, I don't have anywhere to put anybody right now? Like, or maybe your challenge groups have not been super exciting and you almost feel bad inviting people to it because you're like, this isn't a very fun party. I don't know if I want to invite people to it. Or maybe you're a brand new coach, or you can think back to when you were a brand new coach and you didn't feel very confident to be leading people through a challenge group yet, or even to be able to be talking about these kind of things. Maybe you're in the beginning of your journey still, but you're just passionate about this and you want to build the community. You just don't feel like you're at that level of being able to answer all those questions and build the challenge groups and give all the inspiration yet. This gives them a place. This gives you a place to put people so that they are getting their questions answered, so that they do feel part of a community, so that those customers of yours aren't just lost out there in the ether when they either don't want to do another challenge group or when you're in between running challenge groups. This is going to be a continually running place. This is also going to be a place where we celebrate success stories and sharing. We're going to be encouraging people to share their journeys and share their milestones and share their success stories, so that as new customers come in, they're seeing a constant celebration, a constant feed of success that helps them feel motivated to keep going, to be able to share their own. Now, here's the cool thing. When you become a Diamond Rank coach, you're going to be made an admin in this group. So this group is going to be admin only, which means that people can't just come in and post willy-nilly, but they can respond to posts posted in there. That's going to keep it from getting too crazy. So when you become a diamond, you're going to be made an admin, which means that you're going to be part of the leadership team that helps to keep this group going. And I'm going to let the other girls tell you more about those ideas, but that's a really cool thing because we're going to make a big deal about it. So when you get made admin, we're going to put up a big post, so all of your customers are going to get to see you shout it out in front of everybody for this amazing milestone and for your leadership. One of the things that I'm most excited about is we're going to have live events and classes going on in this group every single month. And it's not just going to be what is coaching. It's not just going to be like what is a challenge group. It's going to be what was my grocery store haul, how to clean out your pantry, how to clean up your beauty regimen, for more holistic living, how to get your kids to eat healthier if they're picky eaters. All of these different things that our diamonds and above have as stories or have as experiences that they can teach on, we're going to be highlighting them. So if you have something that you want to contribute, we want to hear, because this wellness tribe is going to be a team effort. Since we're all going to be benefiting from the ongoing energy and ongoing resources, we want everybody to contribute and make it a team effort. We don't want it to just be the Becca / Star Diamonds show. We want this to be truly better together. One of the cool things about this group is it's going to lessen the stress on monthly challenge groups. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever been like, oh my gosh, I feel like I have to have a challenge group running every single day of the month so that my customers have like a place to check in every single day, or they're going to fall off and I'm like, they're going to be mad at me, or I'm not a good coach. Has anybody ever felt like that? I know I feel like that sometimes, like that pressure to constantly have something that's going to take that right off your shoulders, because now you have something. They have a place to come and be connected, and it's going to be constantly fed into. It's not just going to be a group that sits there. It's going to be a group that is led and that is I can't think of the word. It's not funneled. Anyway, the engagement is going to be brought up by the constant additions from all the different people on our team. Like, we're going to prioritize this group. We're going to brainstorm ideas for this group as a team. Maybe we'll do like fun little challenges as stuff comes up, as different seasons come up, all different fun things that we can do. One of our goals for the group, and one of the things we see happening, is that this group is going to help boost retention and support customer to coach conversions. Because what's going to happen is your people aren't going to feel like they don't have a place if they're not in a challenge group. Like, they're going to still have a place even if all they ordered from you was energized so that they could, get through their workout. Even if they didn't want to be committed to a challenge group, or even if you're just not leading a challenge group right now, which is going to help them to want to stay involved, to want to keep going. We're also going to be continually educating them on all the different cool products, which I don't know if you guys paid attention to my post from leadership, but there is some cool stuff coming. So hopefully this is going to help our customers stay plugged in and stay working on their journey long enough to get the results that brought them in the first place. Lastly, and then I'm going to hand it over, this group is going to give brand new coaches, and every coach, but brand new coaches especially, instant clout. This is going to be like the coolest place. And so they're going to be able to say, oh my gosh, I have this incredible wellness community that I can add you to. It's exclusive to our team. It's so amazing. The energy in there is incredible. So as soon as you place your order, like, shoot me a screenshot of your confirmation and I'll get you in there. You're going to love it. A brand new coach who has never run a challenge group, who has no idea what they're doing yet, is going to be able to lean on the clout of our entire top-ranked team to be able to bring people in with confidence and not feel like they have to figure it all out and build it all up. They're just going to be able to bring people in and know that those people are going to be in a place full of value that is safe and that is positive and that is encouraging, while that new coach is still learning and growing. And then eventually, or not even eventually if you've already been a coach a while, you can all run your own individual challenge groups and just let your customers know. Oh my goodness. And just let your customers know what you're doing. This is not going to be a challenge group. This is not going to be a group where people come and check in daily. So you guys are still going to have your freedom to run. Hang on one second. So you guys can all still run your own challenge groups, and we even have an idea for the best way to do that in an effortless way that we'll share later. But I just want to give some of the other leaders a chance to talk about our vision for this group. So I know Vanessa wanted to share. Vanessa, do you want to unmute?
Hey guys, can you all hear me? Okay, good. Okay, so I wanted to share a little bit about how this new group that we're creating can be leveraged in the end of the year, and kind of give you a strategy and a little bit of a bigger picture of how this can fit into your business. Because I think a lot of times, especially when you're in the daily grind of entrepreneurship and you are just working and hustling, it's easy to get short-sighted on what's this month? What are my success clubs this month? What are my commissions this week? And it's really easy to get into the nitty gritty of right here and now. But I feel like the bigger picture that we have, the easier it is to feel like we're moving towards an end goal. And so two things that this group is going to provide for us is, first of all, to give us a larger toolbox. We've always had a large toolbox with Beachbody as far as what we can use to help other people reach their goals. We've got the challenge pack, we've got Shakeology, we've got Daily Sunshine, we've got 3-Day Refresh, we've got so many different tools. But oftentimes, I don't know about you guys, I am like, challenge pack. That's what gets you in my challenge group. That's what's going to get you the best results. That's what's going to get me Success Club points. And it can limit down how I speak to people and what I offer people. And I've been learning over these past couple of months to expand my vision and expand my view and make it more customer focused than my goals focused. And so as I've done that, I've been able to ask questions, and there are some people who only need or want Energize. They go to CrossFit and they don't want to do Beachbody On Demand, and that's fine because my goal is their success, not my success. So what do I do with that person though? Do I put them in my challenge group and then they're only getting Energized and they're not working out with Beachbody stuff? And so what this community is going to do is allow us to serve people where they're at and allow us to offer them, maybe a challenge pack is the best value, it is, but maybe not for every single person. Maybe people have different needs. And so this is expanding, not taking away, but expanding what we're able to offer to people wherever they're at. Maybe it's a mom who is about to have a baby and she can't do heavy, hardcore fitness and workout, but we can add her into this group and it's going to give her access to tons of other moms who are maybe pregnant as well. And if you are a newer coach and you have a smaller reach, adding in your people into this larger group, they're going to find connections maybe with other coaches, challengers, and really band together and have that community like Becca was saying. So it allows us to do that, expand our toolbox. It also allows us, instead of feeling like to be a great coach or to have a great team, I have to be the rock star and I have to do a lot. I think what's going to be most effective is if there's a lot of us doing a little. So we're not just putting so much pressure on one person, on ourselves, to run the show and to run the challenge group and to run the day and to run free groups and coach sneak peeks and constant challenge groups every single month. That is overwhelming, and that can lead to that burnout that Becca was talking about. Whereas instead, if we are having little pop-up classes, I know there are some coaches here who are beating diabetes with good nutrition and Shakeology and whatever, and they do a little pop-up group about, or a little pop-up event about how that works. And what I love to talk about is breastfeeding and how to keep your milk supply up and still lose weight, and I can do a pop-up class about that. And instead of feeling like we constantly have to run these free groups, just adding people into the community, you are giving them like constant free groups and value, and you don't have to feel that pressure to do that all yourself. So we are expanding again, but at the same time, taking off so much weight off of our shoulders by allowing a lot of people to do a little. So how does this work for the end of the year? As we all know, the closer we get to Christmas, the more excuses people have for starting up a fitness program or a fitness routine. And I feel like this is a great time to add as many people into this group. Like, let's pack this group out as you possibly can. It's an easy invite because it's not required that they purchase anything, although I would still ask people a lot of questions and see if you can provide them with a solution to their problem. But what getting them in this group does is builds trust with them. Now, we might think that the biggest currency that we have is money, but that's not true. The biggest currency that we have is trust. So the more trust you're able to build up with your audience, and getting them in this group is going to build major trust with you, because that trust is going to be built by the value you provide to them, by the amazing community that we have. If they're in this group through the end of the year and they see how much amazing value we provide, all the tools that we have, maybe all they know is Shakeology, and all of a sudden they're hearing about the 3-Day Refresh and Ultimate Reset and prenatal and postnatal workouts and all these things, that trust is just going to be building up. And in the new year, when they're ready to do something, we don't have to worry about them going anywhere else, about them, oh, let me try out a gym first, or, oh, let me try this diet first. Like, that trust has been built over this last quarter, and we can like just plug them in to the challenge group or whatever it is that they want to do to get started. So I would really say, although it's tempting to say, oh, let me just figure it out and try out how this community is before I add people, let me wait till the new year to add people, I do not believe that's the best strategy. I think the best strategy is add in as many people as you can right now and let the value of the group, we are really going to be front loading this group with a ton of value, let the value of the group just build up incredible trust equity with your clients, so that when the new year comes, like, seriously, it should be so, I don't want to say easy, because nothing's easy. Like Becca said, we have to work, but it's going to be so much easier when you have all that trust equity built up with people to really be able to serve them and know that they are with you, that you've proved to them what an amazing resources we have. So that is my suggestion for you guys as far as strategy goes. And yeah, I'm super excited, guys.
Thank you, Vanessa. Did any of the other team leaders have something they wanted to share? You don't have to. I just want to make sure. Okay, Courtney.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something super quickly, which is I hope you guys are catching on to the fact that this is such a huge opportunity for you to literally change your mentality with this business. I think somewhere along the lines in the past, like 2 years, so much of the way, just not even our team, but the culture in Beachbody and the way recognition has happened and the way we push for goals, it's been so focused on like high success club numbers, high volume points. And somewhere along the line, and I know this because I've been talking to my team, we've been talking, like the leadership, somewhere along the way, we've started to feel like if we aren't hitting the highest numbers, if we aren't hitting elite, if we aren't hitting premier, if we're not hitting diamond, that we're failing. And the truth about this business has always been that this business is about people. Your success has always been measured in how many lives you're able to impact. And if we use this group as it is intended to be used for community to really add value to people's lives, this gives us an opportunity to change the mentality around inviting, guys. It's not about making the sale. It is about offering something to someone that can truly impact their lives. You have a group, you have a community to be able to offer to people. And I know for you pearls who are so like based in like wanting to help people, so many of you guys feel like, I don't feel like I'm really helping people if I'm asking them to pay me something. Well, here you go. Here's your opportunity to give people something for free. If it comes to that, you know, if like they can't get plugged in with the challenge pack at the time, or they can't purchase something for $40 or $50, here's your opportunity to be able to say, hey, I still want to be able to give you this. I still want to support you. I still want to be on your team. And let them learn, let them see firsthand what this community is really about. Because guys, how often were you on the outside thinking this shit is not real? Like, sorry for my language, but come on, like how often did we think that? Like, I for sure judged all the stuff that I saw until I got on the inside of it, until I started to understand from the inside what this really was, how it really made me feel, what this community actually provided in terms of friendship and support and encouragement. So we have a chance to give that to people. And that, if that does not make you excited about pursuing this business, I don't know what the heck will, because this is a people business. You should be here because you're about the people, right? That's it. That's all I want to say.
Any of the other team leaders before I move on to the next part? Would any of you guys, before I move on, I just want to make sure I didn't go past it. Any of the team leaders want to speak about the...
Lynette does.
All right, go Lynette.
Hey, so I just wanted to share that I think I'm really, one of the things that I'm super, super excited about is I feel like so many people slip through the cracks. And I know you touched on this before, but I know that there are people out there who are part of challenges and then they're like, well, I can't do all of the challenge this month, so I just won't log in at all. I just feel really bad. I'm taking up dead weight or whatever. And I hear that and I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, we want you in the community no matter what. And I feel like this is going to help serve so many more people. And then they're not going to get so far away that they feel like, well, now I'm just too far gone to actually hop back on. And I'm so excited about having this community where it's going to be available to people all the time. And like you said, the classes and the fun little videos and things like that, engaging people constantly rather than like I'm either in or I'm out. And I really like that. And like, I'm a part of some groups that are similar, but for different types of things. And like it constantly stays in my head. And I'm like, oh, I never thought, like it teaches me so many things. And I'm like, oh, I never thought of that. I really need to try that. And I think it's going to be just fill such a need to so many people. And I'm so excited because a lot of people talk about how they're like, well, I really don't want to educate people on stuff because when I educate people on stuff, I feel like I'm trying to sell them something. And I think that when it's in the safe setting of this group and you're just like throwing this information out there for free, not really asking for anything, but it's within the confines of the group, I think it's going to really fill a need that we have had for so long, but not had a way to really support or work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like Lynette said, I hear it all the time. Actually, I was talking to the team leaders about this as we were talking through a lot of ideas because I got a message from someone who was a customer under a coach who used to be my PS coach but stopped working but is still signed up, but it's not working. So that customer is just a few pounds away from 100-pound weight loss with Beachbody, but their coach isn't working anymore and they didn't have anywhere to be plugged in. And they thought that they couldn't get plugged in without like doing all of these steps, buying all of this stuff. And I was like, girl, I will add you to my challenge group. Like, you lose those last 5 pounds this month. Like, we're going to throw a party at the end. Like, that's amazing. This would have filled that void. You know what I mean? Like, that coach who decided to take a break could have put all of their people in here so that they were still supported. And it breaks my heart because I can't reach all of y'all's customers and your coach's customers, your coach's customers to make sure that everybody feels loved and supported. So this is going to be a way that if everybody participates, we can effectively do that. Like Vanessa said, you may have some customers that have struggles or challenges that you might not have, but that someone else might have challengers that have that. And they may get to meet because of it and become like digital friends and encourage each other. And who knows the beautiful relationships that will form and what that sort of encouragement and camaraderie will be able to do for people who maybe otherwise would have felt so isolated that they didn't continue on. Okay, so does any other team leader want to speak to this or the Leadership United before I move on? Okay.
Becca, you're muted.
All right, can you guys see this? All right, so I saw someone ask when it launches. We are launching this bad boy this month, you guys. So we are working really hard to get this up and running. Obviously, it will just it's like a fine wine. It's just gonna get better and better and better the older it gets. We're gonna do a soft launch next week, and the team leaders and Star Diamonds are gonna be able to get in there first, kind of add their resources, make sure that we feel like it's a good representation that's well-rounded. Then we're gonna launch it to the team the week of Thanksgiving, which is incredible timing for you because right after Thanksgiving, when everybody is stuffed and feeling blah, you can reach back out to all of your people and offer them a solution to get plugged back in with their wellness. Like Vanessa said, we really encourage you guys to do this now and not wait till New Year's, and I'll talk to you guys more about that right now. Why you should leverage this timing. All right, so here is kind of a more strategic, put on your CEO caps for a second. Here's the more business strategy side. We kind of talked about the heart, caring about people, supporting people side, here's why business-wise this is a smart move for you. All right, this group is going to help reconnect you to your customers and build trust. Now, you guys might not realize how many customers you have, but if you've been a coach for more than a few months, you probably have a good amount of people that have kind of stacked up, especially if you've gotten customer leads from Beachbody and maybe you've never really connected with those people for whatever reason, or maybe you had people that fell off of challenge groups. This is going to be an incredible opportunity for you to reconnect with them in a way that is so loving and giving and not pushy and not awkward. You're not like, hey, come join this group. Hey, come buy this thing. You're just like, hey, I want to offer this to you. You're more than, you don't even have to do anything. You already are welcome. And I would love for you to get in here. I think you're going to love it. So this is a great time to do that. Doing it now will help you build trust over the next month and a half before New Year's and before all of the crazy New Year's resolutions time, which is my next point, and also before all of our new products start launching. What you don't want to do is take this fourth quarter off, wait around, not like just kind of waiting to see what happens with this, trying to decide if you want to do it, and wait until everything is launched and then be hitting all your people out of nowhere with, hey, do you want to buy this thing? Hey, here's this new thing. Like, they're going to be like, eh. But if we can give and give and give to them and make them feel supported and help them feel like a part of the community in the meantime, it's going to be so much easier for us to offer them solutions because we're actually going to know what they need. We're not just going to be blanket emailing people like, here, buy this new thing. They're going to be in the group for the next month and a half, and we're going to be able to go, hey, I saw you post last week that you were struggling with this. Have you thought about maybe trying this new thing for New Year's? Hey, I saw that you really wanted, to commit to this big New Year's resolution. Maybe 80-day obsession is a good thing for you. We're going to be able to meet people, like Vanessa said, at their point of need, which is helpful in that trust relationship and which fills us up more as coaches because we know we're making a difference and that relationship feels good. It doesn't feel strained. Next, this is going to help you maximize 80-day obsession. Whether or not you personally want to do 80-day obsession doesn't matter because your customers might want to do it. And you need to at least offer them the chance to learn about it and know what's going on. This is another great point about this group is this is going to take the pressure off of you to do every single thing every single time it launches, because if the timing doesn't work out for you or maybe the plan or program doesn't fit with where you are in your wellness journey, you're going to still have the group to be able to lean on, and your customers are still going to be able to get plugged in. They're still going to be able to get information and resources and excitement. So like maybe 80-day obsession is not for you. Maybe you have an injury. Maybe you can't work out that hard. Maybe you're not planning on going gung-ho about it. There are other coaches who are going to be, and you're going to still be able to help your customers who want to take part of that. Also, New Year's resolution time is coming, you guys, and literally of the top 10 New Year's resolutions, other than quitting smoking, what we offer through this community and through Beachbody can fulfill 9 of the other 10 resolutions of helping other people, getting fit, losing weight, saving money, bringing in extra income, eating better. All of these different resolutions that are the most common ones, we can help with so many of them. But like we keep saying, building the trust and momentum now is going to be pivotal because you want that there so that when New Year's resolution comes, all of your people are already thinking about how they're going to join you, not what they're going to do, right? What are my options with my coach? What do I want to do with my coach and with this community, not just what are my options in the world? Also, it's going to lessen the load over the holidays. So this is going to be an incredible time because there's going to be so much stuff happening in the group that you can take part of that you don't have to feel the pressure of doing all of these things on your own independently over the holiday season, which is such an easy recipe for feeling burned out and feeling stressed out and frazzled about your business and wanting to take a step back when in fact this is the time of year when we really need to keep our foot on the gas because the momentum we build now tips us over into our resolution effect. This is something I'm so excited to talk to you guys about because you might not have ever heard of it. So the resolution effect, if you've been a coach for more more than 2 or 3 years, you probably heard about this. And if you've been a coach for less than that, you probably haven't. Because for the last few years, the way that the business has been, we haven't really had the opportunity to leverage a resolution effect. This year is the first year in the last 2 or 3 years that we're actually going to have the opportunity for this. And this is incredible. The resolution effect is a trend that happens in Beachbody businesses where coaches who are working really hard through the fourth quarter to continue to keep the momentum going, continue to find new people, continue to build trust, and stay in touch with the people they already have, their income sees a big growth, and their momentum sees a big growth spike in the first quarter of the new year, which makes sense when you think about it. We're a health and wellness company. It would make sense that we would have a surge in the first few months of the year, right? But in the last few years since BOD, we haven't really had anything to sell specifically that was new. So while we could bring in new people, which was great, we couldn't sell stuff to our old people. And we have this giant customer list, right? Well, this year, for the first time in a few years, Beachbody is launching an entire slew of incredible completion packs, challenge packs, and product packs that are going to come out around 80 Day Obsession. And this gives us an unprecedented opportunity to create a resolution effect in our business, because now not only can we bring in all the new people who want to be working on their New Year's resolutions, but we can re-engage all of our older people who need to still do something. Like, just because they're already connected to us doesn't mean that they don't have New Year's resolutions too. And, you know, even if they have Beachbody On Demand, they may need some of the other stuff. And so these program packs are going to allow them to get that stuff at a discount and allow us to put something tangible in their hands that creates momentum for them, creates commissions for the coaches, and creates volume for the team. This is an incredible opportunity, and I do not want you guys to sleepwalk your way through it and miss out on it. It'll break my heart because I've seen the resolution effect happen. So this is an example from my sponsor coach, Lindsay Matway, from different years of her business. So the resolution effect that happened. Now, remember, this was a different time in the business before Beachbody On Demand, and Beachbody never guarantees any success or income, like specifics from the coaching opportunity. It all depends on your diligence at work, which means if you take the next 3 months off, you can't be mad when you don't see momentum in the new year. You can't be mad at Beachbody about that. But you can use this as inspiration for what is possible in your business. So look at how there's this trend of growth. So 6 months in as a coach was December of 2010. She's making about $247 a week. She kept her foot on the gas through the new year, kept engaged with all of her people, got everybody re-plugged in the new year, brought in a bunch of new people, and by March, her income had grown to $790 a week. That's a big jump. That's like tripling. That's incredible. And you can just watch, the longer she's a coach, she's got more to work with. So as it grows, it just exponentially gets bigger, and that's the slight edge at work. You can see here 18 months, 21 months, 30 months, 33 months. Another thing I want to show you is at 3 years in, she was still working on her business. She hadn't quit. She hadn't taken a time out. She wasn't only working on it part of the time. This is consistent, you guys. But this is a possibility, again, for the first time in a few years. So if you've been a coach here for like 2 years and you're like, New Year's is never that great, I just want to get through to you right now that you have an opportunity this year that is not like the other years. This is like old Beachbody. This is like the Beachbody that you've seen on my old income progression charts, the opportunity that's here and waiting for you for this. And if these packs go over well, this is kind of like a beta test. If this goes over well, then Beachbody is going to use that to create similar things with all the future launches. So if we want more stuff like this, we have to utilize it this time to communicate with Beachbody. We're basically voting by our activity that this is something we want in the network. This is like them saying, hey, we hear you guys that you want more things to sell for commissions and volume, that you need things that are tangible to put in people's hands. Because something about just seeing a program come on your BOD, it's almost kind of anticlimactic. Like, there's something about committing to a new program, getting the box in your hand, opening it up, having the calendar tacked on your wall, the professional, like, printed out calendar, being able to take out a Sharpie and X on it, getting your Beachbody bands, like all the different colors, getting your sliders. Like, there's something about that mentally that click something over in people's heads as like, I am doing this program. Like, this is what I'm committed to. That just doesn't seem to happen with BOD. It's also easier to get people recommitted to their Shakeology when they're recommitting to a program tangibly like this. So you can say, you know what, we're going all in, right? You got your bands, you got your calendar, you got your Energize. Let's get you some more Shakeology so that you can really dive into that nutrition plan. Like, let's whole shebang it, right? Like, you want to just go big or go home on this. So that's the opportunity we have with these new packs. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I did a live video in the Coach Corner earlier this week where I showed you guys all the packs and explained all about them, explained how they're going to work, when they launch, all that kind of stuff. So go check that out if you want to learn more about the opportunity with these packs. All right, moving on. The new recipe. The magic of 5, you guys. I'm so excited to tell you guys about this. So if you're a brand new coach, I want you to literally like write this down. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and just write down these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is your new daily business to-do list. If you've been a coach for a long time, you're going to look at this and be like, this doesn't look as big as all of my other trackers. There's not as much stuff on here. I get it. That's the point. Because this is a slow and steady wins the race business growing method. Obviously, you can tweak this however you want. You could make it 3 of each of these things. You can make it 4 if you want. But this is kind of like a really good baseline effort to do to grow consistently. This is directly from Beachbody coach Summer Tucker, who, if you guys want to look her up, she spells Summer, Sommer, Summer Tucker. She has been a coach for 8 years, has built an incredible multi-million-dollar business based off of this. So lest any of you guys think that this is too simple, I will tell you that it works, and it works because it's simple. It works because it's doable and it's duplicatable. You can do this, you guys. You can do this every workday. You can do this 5 days a week. This only takes half an hour. In fact, Summer teaches her team a power half hour instead of a power hour because it is so important for her to make sure that her team is still plugged into their life. That there's a really important distinction that you are you and you do coaching. You are not just a Beachbody coach. Coaching is not your life. It's what you do. And it's what helps you to move towards your goals, and it's what helps you live a more happy and fulfilling and healthy life. Yes, but it's not all of you. So you've heard me talk about this before, getting plugged into your why. Like remembering your why while you're in the process of getting there. Like if your why is that you want more time with your family to go do fun things, but you spend all your time working and you push away your family and you never do fun things, it's going to be really hard for you to feel that why power because your husband's going to be mad at you. Your kids are going to be screaming for your attention. You're going to have mom guilt. You're going to have a strained marriage. No, that's not what we want. So I know that for some of you guys, it's going to be hard to look at this and say, you're going to look at this and be like, that's not enough. What I challenge you to do is commit to doing this just for the next week and see how you feel. Right? I want you to commit to doing this. I also want you to commit to your personal development and to the rest of your life. So to your spouse, to your kids, to your hobbies. And I just want you to see how you feel after a week. Because I think if you actually do these numbers, you're still going to see traction. These giant trackers that have 80 million things on it, they're really good at filling up your time, but they're not always good at getting those income generating activities done. These are the most important things, you guys. 2 new connections. That's all I'm asking you to do each day. This means a friend request. This means you meet someone at the park and you get their number and you put it in their cell phone. This means a new person on Instagram that you've decided you want to connect with and get to know, and you add them to your prospect list so you can keep checking in with them. Maybe you follow them. Maybe you add them to a list so that you can remember them. 2 new connections. 2 love bombs. This means that you are just giving to somebody. You are just connecting with them in some way with someone you are already connected to. So like someone already in your friends list, someone you already follow on social media, or someone you already know in real life. This could be going to their Facebook and just like being encouraging on some of their recent posts, or maybe you're going through their vacation album and just leaving a really sweet comment. Maybe you compliment their new hair picture, or maybe you compliment, their new baby. Maybe you text a friend who you haven't talked to in a while and just say, hey, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. I'm so thankful for you in my life. 2 love bombs. That's all it is. Now, here's where you get into the business side. 2 invites. These are not social media invites. This is not like putting up a picture of you doing a workout and thinking that that means that you've invited people to something. This is actual formal private invites, inviting them to something that has to do with Beachbody. So this could be inviting someone to the business opportunity, directly saying, do you want to be a coach? It's not a roundabout. These have to be legit invites, you guys. It could be inviting someone to a challenge group. It could be inviting someone to our kick-ass new wellness community, you guys. It could be any of those things. It could be inviting them to your coach sneak peek that you're doing, or if you do challenge group sneak peeks, or if you do free groups, it could be inviting them to that. But it has to be a formal invite to something. And then 2 follow-ups, and you're going to follow up with the people that you'd invited a few days before. So, your first day, you might have to like reach back into your archive to get some follow-ups. But once you're a couple of days in, you can start following up with the people from 2 and 3 days before. I want to give you guys a fun little idea in case you are very visual and you like lists and writing stuff out. Summer gave me this idea and I think it's so cute. You know those like old school recipe boxes that your grandmas had that were like Tupperware or plastic? They were like little plastic. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Those little plastic like boxes that were like index card sized and your grandma would have like all her like old family recipes in it. Buy one of those and buy a pack of index cards and you put the date on each one. And you stick them in and you write out your 5 things. You write your 2 new connections name. You write your 2 love bombs names. You write who you invited, who you followed up with. And then you stick that card 2 days behind. You can get those little divider things or use whatever you want. You could color index cards or cut out construction paper, whatever you want. Stick it 2 days behind and then do the same thing. And then as you're getting to that next day, pull out those old cards, follow up with those people. Makes it so simple to remember who you've got and what you're doing. And just keep moving the cards and moving the cards to the end of the month. So easy. And if people you follow up and they never answer back, take their card out, stick it in, and next month follow up. Next time you have something that you feel like solves their problems that you can invite them to, pull their card back out, invite them again, move forward. All right? Also, you guys, we're going to have some new trackers coming soon. So for those of you guys that are on path 2 and path 3, this is for just building your business, but you may have responsibilities outside of this for running your business, such as like helping your new coaches get started or getting your coaches plugged in. So if any of you guys are like, this is great, but I have more business activities that I need to make sure that I remember to do, don't worry. We're going to have some new trackers for Path 2 and Path 3 that include a little bit more of that. Also, I'm really passionate about this because these trackers are going to be really vision-centered. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sharing them in the business corner every Sunday. Hang on one second, you guys. There we go. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to give these out for all the Path 2 and Path 3 coaches, and they're going to have just the magic of 5. They're going to have some more of your business activities like making sure you've got your new coaches plugged in and scheduling calls with them to kind of like make sure that they know how to get started, inviting them to new coach training, just those sort of like little things that Path 2 and Path 3 coaches might also need to be working on day to day to keep their business going. We're also going to have basically like a week recap and some goal setting things where you're going to say, you know, your big victory for the week, something, you know, that you want to focus on for the next week, what you're grateful for. And then we're gonna have weekly goals that you're gonna write down. And what everyone's gonna do is they're gonna screenshot them on Sundays and they're gonna come in the business corner and there's gonna be a post where you can put them all. And it's gonna be this incredible time where we can cheer each other on, where we can be held accountable to growing our businesses in a very clear-cut, simple, and also vision-centered way. So I'm super excited about that. All right, now I know that some of you guys are looking at this magic of 5 thing and you're like, this can't be magical, it's not enough work, right? Like I feel like I need to be doing more. And here's the thing, if you want to do more, do more. Like I said, if you are feeling so passionate and dialed in that you want to do more, you don't feel stressed out, your relationships are not suffering, you're lit up about this, then absolutely work to your own degree. And you guys, feel free to make this your own. Just use that as your baseline, right? And if at some point your life gets crazy and you can't keep up with whatever pace you set for yourself, come back down to the original magic of 5, right? You have some stuff going on in your life. You've got some stress. You don't think you can keep it up. come right back down to the magic of 5 and make this like your home, right? This is your home base. So here is why the magic of 5 is magical, because it is the magic of building strong. So here's an example Summer gave me that really helped me to solidify this in my brain. She said, imagine that there is a giant tree outside of your house, and I hand you this axe and I say, I want you to chop down that tree, right? Well, a lot of coaches would go out and they would go, all right, I'm going to chop down this tree the fastest. I'm going to chop down this tree the hardest, and I'm going to get all the recognition for it. I'm going to just be at the top. This is going to be incredible. And so they go out and they're whacking 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 for hours and hours all day. They go inside, they fall asleep, they wake up at 5 in the morning, they come back out and they whack and they whack and they whack and they whack and they whack. And they may get through that tree, but what's going to happen? Their arms are going to burn out, their legs are going to burn out, the whole rest of their life is going to fall apart because all they're doing is whacking at this dang tree. They're going to start to get resentful. They're going to start to feel like, this is ruining my life. I'm not getting where I want to be. I feel horrible. My body's sore. I don't like this. I haven't seen my spouse in a month. My kids are acting out because they don't have enough time with me. I haven't been to a family dinner with my in-laws in 6 months. Like, this is horrible. I don't want to do this. They're going to throw the thing down and be like, forget it. But if you come out with that hammer in the morning and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you put the hammer down, you go inside, you live your life. You're present with your kids, you're present with your family, you take care of your responsibilities. Maybe you come out on your lunch break, you give it 1 or 2 extra whacks. You go back inside, you live your life, you have family time, you watch a movie with your husband, you go to bed, you wake up, you come outside, you feel energized, you feel revigorated, you feel rested. You grab that thing, you swing as hard as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You feel good about it. You put it down, you go take care of the rest of your life. Maybe you're feeling extra good that day. You come out on your lunch break, you hit it 5 more times. Maybe you don't. Doesn't matter. You put it down, you go back inside. You take care of your life. You spend quality time with your loved ones. You celebrate the fact that you whack that thing as hard as you could 5 times today. You go to bed, you wake up the next morning, pick up that axe. What do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It may take you longer to get through that tree than it did the other person, but you're going to get there through that tree, and you're not going to have hurt any other parts of your life to do it. You're going to get through that tree and you're going to feel stronger. You're going to feel more resilient. You're going to not feel resentful. You're going to feel excited to go out every day and whack at that tree. In fact, you may enjoy whacking at that tree so much that you go out and give it extra whacks because you've just got this energy and you're so excited about the idea of doing it and you're so fired up about it that you want to. And that's exactly the magic of the power of 5, you guys. It is definitely a tortoise and hare situation. You do not want to burn yourself out. You want to come at this with your A effort, with your best energy. You don't want to be sending invites when you're already maxed out emotionally and when you're frustrated, when you're frazzled, and when people are yelling at you and needing you and you're just like, leave me alone, locking myself in the bathroom to do it. You don't want to do that. You want to go slow and steady to win the race. You want to build strong. I know that it's not as sexy. I'm a Ruby personality, so I definitely have to check my ego sometimes on this. But I've learned from experience, and I've watched coaches rise and fall both ways. And I can tell you, it's okay if you want to go hard every now and then, but this slow consistency is what's going to get you there over time. And it's what's going to build you a business that feels good to keep waking up every day and coming out and whacking at. All right, here is the thing. Everyone is welcome with this system. So whether you want to make a few dollars, whether you want to make a few $100s, or whether you want to build a legacy for your family for multiple generations, it doesn't matter. You're all welcome. You can all do the magic of 5. If you want to be a part-time coach, if you just want to get your Shakeology paid for, if you want to join the Millionaire Club one day, the magic of 5 will work for every single person. That's the beauty of it. And you're not a failure just for having your own pace. I want to make that really, really clear. Just because you don't have the same goals as someone else, you're not failing at all. You're not failing if you wake up every morning and you whack that tree 5 times, okay? It doesn't matter what pace you're on. You only fail when you give up on yourself and when you give up on your dreams. That's literally the only way to fail at them. All right, still feeling stuck? Let's talk about the shift. More passion, less burnout, more income, less stress. Now, this is the part that we've all been really excited about. It's like the most little teeny tweaks. It's our pivot. Ross is back for his second session here. So here are the recipes for the shift. Here's some things that you're going to see changing on our team that I think are going to all be for the better. All right. Our new goal is to empower all new coaches to find a need and give a solution using our entire toolkit. So new coaches are going to be trained, and I invite every single person here when we put out these new tools to read through them and just kind of pretend as you're reading through them that you're a new coach and just kind of like come to it with new eyes and think about it with new eyes. Even if you've been a coach for years, even if you've built a successful coaching business already, you can always have new ideas and new inspiration. So we're going to empower all of our new coaches to find a need and give a solution. So it's not just going to be training about responding to objections. It's going to be training about how to ask questions, right? This is not how do I convince someone to buy a challenge pack? It's how do I identify what this person really needs so that I can give it to them and get them plugged in with us. Teaching new coaches how to make their first $200 is our new step one, right? So what we want to do is we want to help people bring in $200 in commission right off the bat to pay for their challenge pack, to pay for their Shakeology, whatever they decided to get signed up for, so their business is in the green from the very beginning. So you're going to start to see this reflected in our new coach training for paths 2 and 3. You're going to see this in the very beginning. It's going to be teaching people, what do I do to get those $200 in income? Because what happens when a new coach comes in and makes $200 right away? What happens? They feel like a rock star. They have people that are working with them that they're excited about. They've got checks coming in or commissions in the bank. Their spouse is going, that's pretty cool, this coaching thing. You made $200. Like, you paid for that challenge pack and you made an extra $50. Like, that's really awesome, babe. Like, I'm really proud of you, right? What happens when a new coach comes in and we tell them, hit Success Club, and they can't find anybody that wants a challenge pack? They get through their first few months feeling like failures, feeling like they can't do anything. They're continuing to buy their own Shakeology. Now they're getting more and more in the red. And what happens? They start to feel like, this doesn't work. I'm not making money. I'm just spending money. Their spouse is harassing them about it. They're starting to feel like they can't hack it in this, and it's not the truth. It's just a shift, right? You can make $200 in commission off challenge packs. You can also make it off Energize. You can make it off the performance line. You can make it off BOD, annual all access. You can make it in a lot of ways. And we're just going to help coaches be open-minded to all of the different tools in their toolkit to get to that first $200 success story. All right, there's going to be a shift in social media training to focus on what's working right now. I think every single person here can say social media has dramatically changed in the last year, probably more in the last year than it did in the last 3 years combined. And a lot of the information out there for coaches is based on what was working in 2014 and 2015, and it doesn't really work anymore. You guys may have noticed me adding tons of new Instagram resources to our business page because that is something that's working right now. That is a place, and those are scripts, and that is step-by-step of how coaches are finding success right now on social media. So you're going to start to see more and more of that. Focus on building 500 PV coaches to build an Emerald tribe and then to build to Diamond Strong. So you're going to start seeing more and more celebration of coaches who are hitting 500 PV in a month. And what we want you guys to do is start to think of that as a bracket, just like you think about Success Club qualifications. We want you to think 500 PV in a month, and we want you to duplicate that with your coaches, because when that happens and you have coaches under you that are bringing in 500 PV a month, then your Emerald rank is super strong. And as you build and you build emeralds that are super strong, your diamond becomes super strong. And we have a team of coaches who don't have empty ranks that are toggling in and out. We have a team of coaches who are bringing in income at these ranks and that feel like they're actually able to sustain them instead of every single week being a rush to fill in active spaces in their downline. That's not what we want. So we're going to focus on this. This is going to be a big kind of just mental addition to our recognition that we're going to start paying attention to, because this PV helps people's businesses to bring in income and to grow really strong so that you have less stress in your business. Our new next level training, so everything past new coach training, they're going to start rotating monthly, and they're going to teach you exactly how to build volume from the start and grow really solid ranks that you can hold without the weekly drama. Is anybody interested in figuring out how to get to Emerald and Diamond and have that rank be super solid, bringing in income, maxing out your team bonus cycles for the week, and not having to worry about when your coaches go inactive if you're going to lose your rank, right? That's what we're going to be digging into. For a long time, I think the focus has not been here because people just think, well, volume stuff is too confusing to teach and volume stuff is too hard to understand. But you know what, you guys? I think that's insulting. And I don't want to ever make anybody think that they are not smart enough to understand this, because you can absolutely learn volume and you can absolutely figure out how to utilize that to make money in your business. You didn't come here to play around, right? Like, you came here to build a business. And so we are going to teach you exactly how to do that. And we are going to make sure that it's something that you understand so that you can pass it on to your new coaches. They can pass it on to their new coaches, et cetera, et cetera. Because of that little announcement, I'm canceling the next step training that was supposed to start next week. I'm going to postpone it until we have this new information ready, because I don't want to teach you guys one thing and then have you guys have to go through another training just in another week or two. So if you guys see me cancel that event, which I don't know if it'll even post a notification, that's why. So we're going to update it and then we're going to do it again, okay? You're going to see the leadership of the team unite, like we said before, and you're going to be seeing these new things, the new trackers, new options for building your business start to pop up, which I'm so excited for you guys to be able to utilize. We're going to really meet people where they are. We are going to start to see recognition for these $200 success stories. You're going to start to see recognition for 500 PV. You're going to start to see recognition for other victories too. So I'm really excited about that. So I want to ask you, are you afraid to work for it? Are you willing to work for it? Because like I said, it's not necessarily going to be easy, but I really think that if you get on board with all of these shifts, and if you dive in with us, if you decide to bring your energy into this, to align with it, to be a part of this bigger community, that it is going to make it feel more fun and reignite your passion, reignite your excitement, and give you so many tools in your toolkit that don't necessarily make building a business easy, but lessen the stress off your shoulders so that you are free to really, really bring the magic of who you are to what you do. All right, so will you shift with us? You guys are all cordially invited to let go of the past in your business. I don't care what happened to this point. I don't care what you did or didn't achieve. I don't care what you achieved and lost. I don't care what goals you had that you told people about that you didn't hit. I really don't care, because all I care about is where you are right now and where you're going. Like, that's it. So I invite you to shift with us, and I invite you to help unite with us and decide to help us as a team build the most joyful, empowered, and abundant coaching team in the entire network. I have a vision for this team, you guys, that when we get to Summit 2018 in Indianapolis, that we will be the most joyful group of coaches there, that we will be the most empowered team in the network, and that we will all have such a spirit of abundance that nothing can faze us, that we are so grateful for all of this stuff that's happening in our life, that we are just radiating at Summit and people are like, what is happening? Like, what is going on over here? That's my vision. I literally write it in my affirmation journal. Every single day I write, I am a leader among leaders of the most joyful, empowered, abundant team in the network. And I write it every single day because I believe it with all my heart. And I cordially invite you to join me in making that dream manifest into the real world. Thank you, guys.